Good morning, sir. This is Micah Jalon, a third-year economics student of Section A84. And today, I will be reciting what I've learned in each chapter in this subject. So, in Chapter 1, it talks about the concept of monetary economics. So, in this subject, I learned how money is defined in economics and what are those things considered as money. So, money in economics does not mean income or wealth. Rather, money is any asset acceptable in exchange for goods and services, and it is also defined as a medium of exchange or means of payment. In Chapter 2, it talks about how money as a medium of exchange started. So first, money serves as a medium of exchange, which means that money acts as an intermediary between the buyer and the seller. To serve as a medium of exchange, money must be very widely accepted as a method of payment in the market of goods, labor, and financial capital. In Chapter 3, it talks about the history of Philippine money. The Spanish introduced coins to the Philippines when they colonized the country in 1521. In 1861, the first mint was established in order to standardize coinage. After the Philippines gained independence in 1898, the country's first local currency was introduced, replacing that Spanish Filipino peso. They monetized banknote series, English series 1949 to 1974, Filipino series 1969 to 1974, ang Bagong Lipunan series 1973 to 1993, New Design series or INDS 1985 to 2017. So in Lesson 4, it talks about the characteristics, classification, components, functions, and types of money. So components of money are currency, demand deposits with the banks, time deposit with the bank. And the types of money are commodity money, flat money, fiduciary money, commercial bank money. And the characteristics of money are durability, portability, divisibility, uniformity, limited supply, and acceptability. Money has three classifications, and these are full-bodied money, representative full-bodied money, and credit money. In Chapter 5, it talks about the theories and application of monetary economics. So, four main players of money supply process are the central bank, banks, depositors, and the borrowers. The following are the monetary tools used by Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas to control the money supply. So first is the OMO or the open market operation, second is the reserve requirement, and the last one is the discount rate. So in Lesson 7, it talks about the theory of the demand for money. So demand for money refers how much assets individual wish to hold in the form of money. It is sometimes referred to as liquidity preference. So money has three types of demand. First is transaction demand, precautionary demand, and speculative demand. Transaction demand for money refers to the demand for money by the public to buy goods and services which is affected by the following factors. First is the level of income, time interval, price level, and volume of employment. And in Module 8, it talks about the transmission mechanism of monetary policy. So in this topic, it is the process through which monetary policy decisions affect the economy in general and the price level in particular. The transmission mechanism is characterized by long, variable, and uncertain lags. In Module 9, it talks about the theory of monetary policy. In this lesson, it discusses and differentiates the following theories of monetary policy. So first is the classical theory of monetary policy. It is a basis of monetarism which only concentrates on managing the money supply through monetary policy. And the second one is the Keynesian theory of monetary policy. It believed that monetary policy alone cannot manage the economy well. From then on, it is widely believed that fiscal policy is necessary for the monetary policy to work well. And the third one is the modern monetary theory or MMT. It is a heterodox macroeconomic theory that describes currency as public monopoly and unemployment as evidence that a currency monopolist is overlay, restricting the supply of the financial assets needed to pay taxes and satisfy saving desires. In Module 10, it talks about the evolution of monetary policy. It measures employed by government to influence economic activity, specifically by manipulating the money supply and interest rates. Monetary and fiscal policy are two ways in which governments attempt to achieve or maintain high levels of employment, price stability, and economic growth. It was also tackled here the first central bank and the first monetary policy, which is the Bank of England, established in 1964. And the first two banks of the United States are U.S. national banks and the Federal Reserve System. In Chapter 11, it talks about the monetary authority and financial markets. Financial markets are an important component in the transmission of monetary policy and play a key role in fostering financial stability. Financial market has 5 types, and these are: first is as to nature asset, as to nature of claim, as to maturity of claim, as to delivery timing, and as to organizational structures. And there are 4 ways of investors can buy securities through the primary market. First is initial public offering, rights issue, private placement, and preferential allotment. In the last chapter, it talks about monetary authority and monetary policy for all major economies. Monetary policy framework. This includes goals and agreed upon achievable macroeconomic objective. Most commonly, this is price stability. Intermediate targets, a specific numerical benchmark for a macroeconomic variable linked to the goal. These are usually inflation or the exchange rate. Quantitative easing. This refers to the introduction of new money into the money supply by a central bank. Quantitative easing involves us creating digital money. We then use it to buy things like government debt in the form of bonds. You may also hear it called QE or asset purchase. These are the same thing. The aim of QE is simple. By creating this new money, we aim to boost spending and investment in the economy.